vocal on my thoughts on this gender ideology issue. It's something that's really affecting the students, and I think it's important that we get our voice heard. And we did that successfully on June 9th, and then again just on Wednesday there. And we're hoping to send a stronger message again today.
So being here in Scarborough at a TDSB school, talk to me about what specific policies or specific education points you guys are looking to change.
So honestly, I believe that there are changes that need to be made to the sex ed curriculum, but that hasn't actually been my point. My biggest concern is the conduct of the board, the teachers, and just everybody involved there. I think it's a problem that we have pride flags on the walls. That's kind of sexuality and gender identity that doesn't belong in schools. Those are minds that aren't mature yet, and they're impressionable, and we need to be sensitive about that and keep a learning environment and not an indoctrination facility. So it's more so about just getting the propaganda out of the schools.
And what do you hope that education ministers, teachers, any change makers really hear from this? Their takeaways? What do you hope?
Well, yeah, I think it would be great if our politicians and our school boards and whatnot all put some basic ground rules in the schools. I mean, you can fly a banner of sodomy in every single classroom without question. And if you're like my mom, who's a teacher, and decides to take one off her kindergarten classroom wall, she's fired. And placed on leave and under investigation until she'll be fired if she doesn't apologize. I think that's very wrong. You couldn't put anything up with a biblical message or any other political message, but for some reason this heavily sensitive topic is allowed for kindergarten students and an inappropriate sexual content. So I think that needs to be changed. There needs to be a lot of review of what's going on in our schools, and parents need to know what's going on and ask them questions.
Okay. My last question for you is, what would you say to people, the counter-protesters, who say we're not teaching kids how to have sex with, for example, your example of a bi flag hanging there. We're just showing that we're welcoming of all communities, and this happens to be a disenfranchised community that needs to feel more welcomed. Whereas, we're talking about Christian ideology in schools, whereas that's a predominant one, not necessarily persecuted, whereas these other groups are.
Yeah. Well, I would say personally, my message has never been directed at individual students. I believe students that are identifying as something other than what they were born as are victims. They've been abused and manipulated by a woke indoctrination system, and my heart goes out to them. So that's never been my focus, but I've always directed my message at the school board, and I've been in there. I've had teachers tell me that it's okay for men to breastfeed babies. I've had teachers tell me that I need to explore my gender. I might not actually be a male. I might want to change that, and that's wrong. No student should be being told that. I've seen it happen, and every class you go into, there's a pride flag, Catholic or public board, and I think that needs to end. I know what's going on. I'm kicked out of school for quoting Mark 10:6. I quoted a Bible verse, and I'm not allowed in school, but all the school boards are allowed to fly a banner of sodomy, which I think is wrong.
Sorry, I have a few clarifying questions. I feel like every time you speak, there's something else there. Before you were saying that you don't want to see the bi flag, but that you support kids who are bi, but you feel that they're more victims of a bigger system. Are you saying that you don't think people are gay or people are bi, and that they're just more victims of being pushed towards that?
Oh, I'm not just focusing on bi. I said
just for an
pride,
example.
I think there's people that have those feelings and whatnot, and they totally exist, and they have the right to experience that and do whatever they want behind closed doors. I just think it needs to be kept away from the kids. And what I do think is happening is we're having children making decisions based off of the influence of the role models in their lives, and the influential characters such as their teachers and principals and whatnot, and that's influencing their decisions. It's not, in no other time in history do we have 1 in 4 students identifying as something other than what they're born as. That's obviously a problem with what's going on in the education system.
Thank you so much for clarifying. I just wanted to make sure, because I think a lot of the times the message gets blurred.
Yes.
of what's happening. So what we really want to do is just really clarify that this is not necessarily an anti-LGBTQ march. This is just how it is portrayed within schools.
Absolutely.
Perfect. That's what I wanted to clarify. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
No worries. God bless you.
All right. Good luck today.
Thank you.